Good morning. It's Monday, but it's still a great day. I hope that your week is off to a great start. We announced over the weekend that we had some exciting news to share in the month of March, and I am just thrilled that I get to tell you about it this morning. I am going to go ahead and share. I know that this is probably not the most opportune time for everybody, but hopefully you'll be able to catch up after work or on a lunch break. But I'm just really excited to share. I'm on property this morning, and it's been a while since we've done a video update. I hope that you've been keeping up with us through our Facebook post and Instagram and email updates. Isn't it incredible? The Lord opened the floodgates on October 1st, and since that day, things have not slowed down. It's just so exciting. I'm on property, so I'm going to turn my camera around for just a second and just show you. I'm out on the porch. Isn't this just beautiful? The porch wraps around. This is the home that God has given us, and I still can't believe it. I come out here several times a week to meet people in our community and to work on the house. And every time I'm here, I pinch myself just trying to believe that it's ours. And God used you guys to do this. Several months from now, ladies from all walks of life with one common struggle are going to sit on this very porch where I'm sitting. They're going to struggle through meals together at the table, right through those doors, and process really hard stuff with their therapist in the library. Unfortunately, they'll cry themselves to sleep many nights because the struggle is just so awful, and they're going to miss their families from which they've been separated. That breaks my heart to think about, but it gives me goosebumps all at once. I get the struggle. I don't know that there's a harder struggle on this earth, but I've also lived through it, and I can see what God can do through brokenness, and I want that so desperately. For anyone who struggles with an eating disorder, and certainly for anybody who comes through our doors. And the bottom line is this: eating disorders result in death. Every hour, someone loses the fight. Somebody's going to die as a direct result of their eating disorder. My struggle was anorexia nervosa, and almost 20% of the people who struggle with that will die. You all know, because you follow me, and you know how often I talk about the tragedy that eating disorders are the number one cause of death in all mental illnesses. That just shouldn't be. Sadly, it's money. Cost is what prohibits almost 80% of people from getting help. But even more sad is that eating disorders are 100% curable for every person. And I just think it's horrible that because 80% of people don't have good insurance or haven't been blessed with monetary wealth, they don't get the help that they need. It's unthinkable. But that's why we're here, right? That's our mission. It doesn't have to be this way. There is an answer, and we want to be part of the solution. Nobody else is doing what we want to do, and we want to lead the way in making help available to every person who struggles. Not because they can afford it or they have great health benefits, but because of who Jesus is and what he can do in their lives. So right now, we're doing really well. We provide 3 support groups per week at no cost to members. We offer recovery coaching and therapy at reduced rates. We have the privilege of encouraging a lot of people. That's really good. Those are good things, but it's not enough, because every hour someone still dies as a result of their eating disorder. 80% of people still can't access the level of treatment that they need. And now God's given us this home to fulfill part of the dream of opening a facility. And dozens of you have given your time to help get it ready. Many of you have given financially towards this end. But most of you are major cheerleaders for our cause and our efforts, and we're so grateful. And what we do now because of you, is pretty much fully sustained. And that's through you guys, our paid services, grants, and we praise God. That's amazing. We are so very grateful, for sure. But we aren't doing enough. And I'm sitting on the porch of this beautiful home, and we need to get it opened. And we can't do that yet because this work, residential treatment, is not yet sustainable. So here's the exciting part, at least for me, as I've prayed through this, as our board has prayed through this. We're excited about how we believe that the Lord may answer this. It's likely that no one human being will be able to sustain this work. It's just too much. There are too many needs, and the cost of the comprehensive care that eating disorder treatment requires is too costly. And that's why we have to come together. We need a community that together gives regularly. Hand in hand, we can do a lot. So in this month of March, our initiative is to launch a campaign for building this community that we're going to call the Hands of Hope. I really love this imagery in portraying the collaborative efforts of sustaining hope. Think about that. That's the purpose of this community of donors. We want you to be a part of it. Hands of Hope. Just get that visual in your head. It allows us to be a part of something that's bigger than anything we could ever do alone. Your gift, alongside your community members' gifts, will enable big things to happen. And the Hands of Hope community is what's going to sustain the great work that we've been called to do at Bring Your Brokenness month after month after month. And that's a really special thing. I've heard the argument, and I've even had the argument in my head as I've considered giving to other organizations, that $15 a month, $5 a month, even $25 a month won't do much. And there's some validity in that. I mean, in this day and age, $15, $10, $25, it's not going to go very far. It matters, but we can't do a lot with just that. But here's the cool part of the community. Your whatever amount gift, whether it's $5 a month or $500 a month, alongside the gift of 100 other people in this regularly giving community, can do incredible things. Think about that as a whole. We want to move forward. And in order to do that, we have to prove sustainability. The state of Florida needs to see that we're sustainable in order to issue us a license. Insurance companies don't want to partner with an organization that's not legitimate. Grantors, foundations, all of these groups need to know that we're not going anywhere, that we have a group of people who have committed to sustaining this work. At the end of the day, we're doing good work. Praise God by His grace. So privileged to be a part of what He's doing. But here's the thing, good work costs good money. And monthly giving proves that we can not only do that work today, but we can do it tomorrow, and we can do it next month, and the month after that, and beyond. So, in this month of March, anyone who commits to being a monthly donor will be considered charter members of this very special Hands of Hope community. I hope that 10 years down the road, as a charter member, you will just stand with your hands on your face like this, in awe of what God allowed you to lead in doing. Every charter member is going to get a beautiful 12-ounce tumbler, which will commemorate this special membership. I wish that I had one with me. I left it at home, but it's so pretty. I'll post a picture later. I want you to know that the amount of your monthly gift is not what matters. I think of what the Lord used in the Bible to provide. I mean, He let manna fall from heaven. Thinking of Him feeding the 5,000 with 12 loaves and 2 fish. He had a group of women who followed Him in the New Testament, who gave financially to sustain His ministry. We're not told how much they gave. That is not what matters. We believe that most every family that's watching this can probably give $5 a month. Some of you can give a little more than that. Some of you could give a lot more than that. But the amount's not what matters to the Lord, and it certainly is not what matters to me. God desires willing hearts, and I know for certain that he is going to take what's given and multiply it and use it to meet needs. So we are boldly asking God for 100 willing hands to sustain hope and healing in this life-saving work of eating disorder recovery with Bring Your Brokenness. 100 willing hands. And because you and this community are such significant integral parts of our organization, we also want to love and care for you well as the special community that you are. So Amanda Barber is going to help us do that as our development coordinator. She already has helped secure our first grant. She's very involved in the volunteering aspect, and she understands firsthand the seriousness of an eating disorder, the damage that it can have upon an individual and their family. She's a survivor like I am, and she believes in fighting for this cause. So she is partnering with us to use her gifts to advance what God is doing here. And so you'll be hearing from her regularly throughout the year. We want to pray for you and celebrate all that God's doing through you, and she's going to facilitate those things. You're going to love getting to know her if you don't already. And further, our Hands of Hope community, which I pray is all of you and many more, are going to have the opportunity to be a part of a private Facebook group, quarterly Zoom meetings with Amanda and me and some of the members of our board for prayer and announcements, exclusive news and updates, and much more. You're insiders. You really are. We're so excited about this community, and we so want you to be a part of it from the ground floor. I'll be honest with you. I give in a lot of ways to this organization, but I don't give monthly. I'm just being very honest here. But I'm going to change that today. I, on a personal level, want to be an active part of this sustaining community, and I want to ask you, would you join me? I'm joining a community of 14 other individuals who are already giving monthly. Can you believe that? So that would be 15 of us who are already doing this. So we need 85 more of you to extend your hand, to take my hand and take the hand of these other 14 people, so that we can sustain hope and healing to those with eating disorders beyond today or tomorrow, for the future. There's probably not a family watching, anyone who receives our newsletter that can't be a part of this in some way. And if you can't, or you're not feeling led, if God's not prompting you, that's okay. It really is. I just don't want anybody to believe the lie that your gift, no matter the amount, doesn't matter. Because it's not about your gift. It's about community. It matters because it's a part of something that's so much bigger than you and your gift. So will you consider doing that today? It's really easy. You only have to set it up one time, and it only takes a couple of minutes to set it up. You can click on the link that I'm going to post in the notes below. You can text HOH to 44321, or you can email Amanda and let her walk you through setting it up online or via mailing in a check, whatever's easiest for you. Her email is partner@bringyourbrokenness.com. So I want to thank you now just for being you, for liking our Facebook posts, for praying for us, for donating items that you don't need as much anymore, for giving monetarily. Whatever ways you have stood with us, I want to thank you. You could never know how much it means to have people standing with you in the work that God's called you to do, to see with you a dream that's so big only God could do it, and to believe in that. That's incredible, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you in advance for continuing to care and continuing to pray and continuing to give. I am blessed by you guys every single day. And I thank God for you and for your hearts to give and your desire to sustain. And I want to ask you to keep it up and to pray for many more to join us. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I can't wait to see what God does through this Hands of Hope community in the month of March. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.